Well, hello, and this is a video for my YouTube followers, and this is Sunny, and she is the owner of Serendipity Quilting Shop in Bovey Tracey. I keep forgetting to look in there, you know, it's terrible, the camera, in Bovey Tracey. And it's a beautiful shop. She's just been giving me some tips on some English paper piecing, which is going to be for my Patreon site. But she's also going to tell you about why and how she set up Serendipity.
Well, it's a story
How
in
long
itself.
have you had your shop?
So I've been in the shop now for 11 years. My mum had it an extra year. So Serendipity Patchwork and Quilting used to be down the bottom of Bovey Tracey and was owned by a couple called Clive and Francis. They wanted to retire. My mum started working in the shop because she's always sewn, and her first patchwork classes were here, and she was just instantly addicted. And then, they wanted to retire, and mum just an offhand comment, you know, one of those serendipitous moments. Where she just said, gosh, I've always wanted to have one of these shops. And they said, well, that's funny. We're selling the shop because we want to retire. So from then, recession happened, and it didn't quite happen straight away. But a few years later, Mum managed to take over. Miriam, my mum, she's known as Mum to everyone. And then she actually took it to Seal Hayne. She was there for a year and a half. While I'm actually a trained actress and singer.
Oh,
and
fabulous.
A very
No wonder
different
you're so
background.
good at this.
So I was touring the country with very different things, and then I was just looking for something to do while I had an acting job somewhere else during the week, and my mum actually managed to get a shop back in Bovey Tracey because that's where we just needed to be as a business, because it's such a good town with independent shops and crafty businesses. When we had the opportunity, she came back here, but she said, look, it's too much for me to have as a shop on its own. Why don't you join me with, I always wanted to sell vintage dresses, you know, the 1950s dresses with petticoats and like little knickknacks for the home. And so we had all of that in the shop, and it was great for a while, and then it just sort of went out of fashion, and the fabric really took over. And as soon as I stepped foot in the shop, I was addicted. I needed all the fabrics. I wanted to do things. So I did all the classes that we did in the shop. And I was, very quickly obsessed with sewing. And before I knew it, I was teaching as well. So I gave up the acting. I gave up the goods and the dresses and concentrated on the fabric. And we've just grown from there. Then our building was sold. So we were looking for a new premise, and again, serendipity. We walked in here, the owner was like, oh, I'm selling up, it needs to be something else, because this was a restaurant and a bar, and we thought, yes, this is exactly what we need. It looked very different though.
It's a fabulous space, isn't it? Because you've got the shop at the front, and then you can take your classes at the back. So you really do have. Do you have an upstairs as well?
It's flats upstairs, so then they're nothing to do with us. But the shop is exactly what we always wanted. We wanted a bigger space. We wanted it big and airy and open to a workroom, but slight separation. When we walked in, it was just.
So what are your plans for the future?
Hopefully world domination.
What, sorry?
World domination.
Oh, well,
everyone quilting and sewing everywhere.
I think that's the best plan, actually. Yes, definitely.
We'll all be very calm and mindful and creative and nice.
Lovely. So do you have any favourite fabrics perhaps you'd like to show us?
Always a Tilda and a Liberty.
The Tilda,
yes.
So we'll have a look at the Tilda. I'll show you some. I'll do a little video of it. I personally, Tilda's lovely, but I just fallen in love with Liberty. So
yes, you just can't go wrong. Just anything I see that is Liberty, or I can spot it a mile off, or if it's slightly Liberty-esque, I love it. Yes, all those
beautiful.
ditzy prints. So We have lots of it.
Thank you very much.
Very welcome.
We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And so I'm going to, we're going to say goodbye, but I'm going to take some little photos and videos of the shop. So we'll
Enjoy.
see you soon. Thank you.